Now, because I have the stream set up like this, I can easily go up and down with page up and page down, again with my mouse. Those are just shortcuts. And basically choose between these lights. And if these lights are invoked in the viewport, they will have set of additional tools on your disposal or features that you can actually use to light your scene, which is amazing, and there is so much. So let's just start. In this case, we are under edit, and here we don't do anything much. We can change the distance with the control and left mouse button of this light. Basically, all these help tips are here for you to at every time have a list of the shortcuts you can use or the things that you can actually do with the light. But first, let's go to my dome light. It's a bit here down, so it's hard to rotate. So we can rotate from the viewport. So if I would leave it down, I can actually go under the dome light parameter editor and just rotate it like this until I find something that, well, something that I like. Okay, let's say this is fine. Now under the base properties, I can actually play with the intensity, exposure, the color, HDRI. Now I'm using red extension file, which can be converted within Houdini. You don't have to do this. I did this to test some, so I have these HDRIs. But if anyone is interested how you can do this through Houdini, I can show you. Just let me know. But let's continue. Let's say this is okay. Also, it's important is if you have your aces, make sure that you're using correct color space. Otherwise, your renders will be might be very different than you might expect. So here, let's continue. You could see how drastically scene changed as soon as I changed the color space. So I'm using sRGB and Gamma 2. So let's continue. This time, let's try to well, set the specular on these lights. So let's see if something will work. I guess I need a bit more. Yeah. Now I'm recording. This is like 4K monitor. This would be a much more responsive and quicker. Okay, so we can change distance, we can change intensity, we can change intensity incremental with scroll wheel up and down. You can see this middle number is changing. Okay, we can even change with the width of your light or height of your light. So a lot of control. On top of that, if you press Shift-T, we are basically looking through a different mode. So now clicking on the object will give us something like this. So the light will not change position. It will just change where it looks. Okay. And with that, with this gizmo, we can actually now, what happens is that now this is our pivot. And this is how we now move the light. So we can change position, rotation. Yeah. Okay, so Shift-T to get back. Let's say this is okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to actually make sure that some of the lights only affect this object and not the background. Okay, so what I can do, let's make sure that our point light is selected, because I want to append the next node between that light and camera. So what I can do this, now just go to under my light, and then under the light linker, we can actually say, hey, for example, dome light, please only only affect the blitzball. So if I would set this blitzball to here, then it will say don't affect the blitzball. Okay. but I want this dome light to actually not to affect the background. And also I want this area light not to affect the grid. I should have renamed this. Let me just go back. Naming is really important. So let's say ground. So let's go back. Okay, and now let's repeat. The error is because it does not find the object. So again, area light, don't shine on the ground. And then you can do same with the point light, but I don't think that's a good idea. Doesn't change much, but anyway, okay. No, yeah. So if we save this, this will then disappear. Okay. Another thing that now we can do, actually, we can use a light mixer. Okay. And now all these lights we can actually control from here. Okay. So the color, the intensity, the exposure can be all done through here. And this, what this does basically just minimizes the well, going up and down to these light selecting. Basically, you have everything on one place, and you can do a lot of, again, a lot of control with these lights, and it's just super nice to work with. What can I say? Okay. So let's see if we can do anything else. Maybe point light. Let's see if we can change something or add to this lighting. Now, you know, sometimes you need to have some luck. Of course, you need to know what you're doing to get this lighting properly. And yeah, so here you can quickly iterate that. That's the thing. You know, change the type of the light. You know, just see how it affects. And now if you go back to the camera, also if you lose the camera, this happens. You can bring it back from here, or you can just drag and drop and yeah, set it up. Now let's quickly press Shift F while our camera is invoked to set the focus plane for depth of field. So Shift F, toggle this plane. And if you shift click on the surface, we can see where our focus distance will be set. And now if you go under the sampling, or we can even go here and choose focus handle. And there is a small gizmo here, so if you click middle mouse button, we can actually start changing focus distance. And sometimes, yeah, this is actually not really how you should use this. So just better, it's still clunky, so just better use f-stop from here and just see what fits for you. Okay. Let's say that's it. And now in the next video, guys, let's play with the materials and see what we can get.